Welcome to Manifest Your 2026 Masterclass. This is the Manifesting Masterclass for conscious entrepreneurs so that you can increase more flow and fulfillment in your life and business. Manifesting is really about goal achievement. And so I want you to pause and ask yourself, what goals do you want to achieve for 2026? Do you have them set already? Is it something you still need to do? Or have you yet to even dream? One of my favorite things about this masterclass is we're going to help you get into a state of possibility. For so many of us, we don't even allow ourselves to dream of what is possible. Life, business, the world has taught us and conditioned us that we have an unconscious glass ceiling, and that is all that is available to us. Well, what if, just what if, everything could work out for you? What if I waved a magic wand and said you could be, do, or have whatever it is that you desire? What if you could connect to the formless substance, the quantum field, the universe, God, source, creator of all that is, and actually put your orders in to the universe? And what if you learn the neuroscience and neurolinguistics programming to the actual science behind manifesting and goal achievement? It's not actually woo-woo. There is science that backs how this works. So we're going to talk about a few things today, which I'm so excited. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. A lot of us just don't know what we don't know, and that's okay. But today, I want you just to open your mind, get into a state of possibility, and allow yourself to dream and take in what I'm teaching. Take what resonates with you and leave whatever doesn't. And may you be inspired, get energized, and start setting goals for 2026 that will leave you happy and fulfilled. So let's create more flow and more fulfillment in 2026 in life and in business. Today, we're going to be talking about why your results are the way they are and how to shift them, how to activate possibility again, and yet maybe for the first time, how to create your very own universal shopping list. This is my absolute favorite thing to do. I create mine and update it regularly. And one of my favorite things is I'll put something on there. I'll even think about putting it on there. And sometimes before I could even write it down, I get it for free. Somebody gifts it to me. Example, I wanted a new lamp for my office, and there it was. Somebody was like, hey, I have this beautiful new lamp. It just doesn't fit. Would you like it? And I was like, absolutely. That's the magic. When we allow ourselves to get into possibility, let go and let God, and actually put our order into the universe. A lot of people will think about the thing and immediately they reach into their Santa sack of shit, which is filled with excuses, reasons, and alibis, fear, worry, and doubt of all the ways and reasons you can't have what you want. But today, and just for today, for this masterclass, we are only playing the what if game of what if it works out for my highest good and the highest good of all involved. And may you just simply expect magic and miracles and for it to work out in the best and highest way. You know, it went around for a while there, lucky girl syndrome. It was so rampant, and everybody was saying, I'm doing it now. I just say I'm lucky and things start working out for me. And there's neuroscience behind that and quantum physics. And then you have your Eeyores in life, and they're the people who immediately reach into that Santa sack and have their excuses, reasons, and alibis of why it won't work out for them. And they actually expect it not to work. That makes me so sad. What if you actually expected it to work out and better than you could have even imagined? And we'll talk about the neuroscience and quantum physics backing that today. So we will all leave with our own universal shopping list. And I'm so excited for you if you haven't got one yet. Next thing we'll be learning is how to actually set empowering goals for 2026 and SMART goals, not just an idea, not just a wish, not just a hope, an actual SMART goal. And I know a lot of people say, oh, no SMART goals. Well, actually, when we're in a state of possibility and we're allowing ourselves to dream, we're not thinking about being realistic or achievable. We're just writing down what it is that we desire. And when you go to take that idea and that wish, you actually have to turn it into a goal and put a date on it. Because if it isn't, have a date. It's actually a mere hope or wish. And if we don't actually turn it into something that is measurable and realistic and time bound and attainable, we actually will usually set goals that we unconsciously don't even believe is possible on any remote level. So then we have conflicting beliefs. Part of us is saying, I can do this, be this, have this. Another part of you is going, well, that's not even possible. Why even bother? So when we can actually take that big, hairy, audacious goal, which is not a SMART goal, it's your life purpose, it's your dream, and we can reverse engineer that into measurable goals where we can make checkpoints so that, and goalposts, whatever you want to call it, so that we can know we are on the right path to get to where we want to go. It allows us to break down the actions so we can take the next best step to lead us in the right direction. That doesn't always mean the action you take breeds the result, and maybe that action has a new way open up for you. Only through the doing will we figure out what works and what doesn't work. So the rewards in life go to those who are willing to get uncomfortable and in fact, get comfortable being uncomfortable and set out there to achieve things that they haven't done before. And so let's set empowering goals for 2026 together today. We will go through the 5 stages of manifesting and goal achievement. Now, if you've been following us for some time, you know I teach Business Bliss, one of my favorite workshops to teach. And we only teach it a couple times a year now, so you definitely want to keep your eyes open for that. In there, I do a full detail and plan to teach you how to use those 5 key stages of manifesting and goal achievement. Today, we're going to do a high-level overview so you have a basic understanding so you can use this over and over again and get into inspired action. A lot of people don't have plans, and a lot of people avoid them. And the truth is, the plan gets you started and out the gate, and then you figure out what works and what doesn't work. And then you can continue moving forward. Yet if we don't start, nothing happens. So let's dive into the masterclass today. Now, first, I just want to share a little bit about myself. If you don't know me yet, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Heather Lee Chapman. I am a holistic business and personal mastery mentor. I'm also a podcast host, and I help conscious entrepreneurs increase their income, their impact, and their quality of life. I do this so that we can change the way the world works, so that we can birth the new earth of unity consciousness where we all win. And this means putting the hands into the money and the businesses that put people and planet over profit. Now, I love profit and I love helping people earn money, and never at the expense of humanity, because I believe in universal oneness. The law of one, we are all one. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, only transferred. So what we wish and do upon to others comes back to us. And so when we can begin to live and work through a unity consciousness philosophy, the whole world can grow together. And we really do want to help everyone have their best chance. And so I'm grateful for each and every one of you that do your work with us, that study with us, that follow with us, that engage, that share, that promote, that refer. You keep us going, and you are my reason, my why. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you for taking your time out today to join us in this masterclass. It can change your life if you allow it to. So let's dive in. The first thing I promised to talk about is why you're getting your current results and how to change them. So some of you may be familiar with neurolinguistics programming, NLP, and some of you maybe have never even heard of it. I am an NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnotherapy trained coach and practitioner, as well as a holistic nutritionist. I truly do look at you and your business as a whole. And what I love to teach people is the true potential of human performance and what is available to them when they can begin to understand themselves. People are not their behavior. They are their conditioning. So if you would like your results to change, your relationships to change, your business to change, means we need to stop being our own unconscious glass ceiling, which means we need to do the unconscious work that makes the results on the outside change and actually stick. Majority of people will force and will the results to show up for them, yet they do not have the internal capacity to maintain, sustain, and grow from there. So one of my favorite books is called The Slight Edge, and he talks about how most people will do the thing, get to thriving, stop doing the thing, which is what we call self-sabotaging behavior, which is unconscious, no make wrong, just is what it is. Everything is what it is. And then you give it a meaning, which creates your reality. So no make wrong. You do the thing, you get to where you want, and then you stop doing the thing and you go back to barely surviving and you wonder why. And then you start doing the thing again, and then you get to where you want to be. And the unconscious mind will self-sabotage thoughts, beliefs, actions, and we go back to where we were before, maybe slightly better. And this is where 80% of the population lies. That is the statistic. 80% of the population will will it to happen, will have not done the unconscious work to make it stick. They will go back to where they were. Then they will pick up those habits again, because our beliefs that lie in our unconscious mind actually show up in our habits. And then we do the things again to achieve it. And then we stop doing the things. And this is all unconscious. And wouldn't you like to be one of the 20% that actually go beyond the survival into thriving and to actually continue to thrive? And I'm not saying it's going to look like this and everything's going to be perfect, whole, and complete. Although we do love that affirmation, we know that it really looks like this. It's transformation. I love to call it your transformation tornado, where the old version of you needs to die so the new version of you can be birthed. The current version of you got you here. Amazing. Give yourself a pat on the back. And it's not going to get you there. These thoughts, these beliefs, these habits, these actions, these environment, it's not going to get you there. It's only going to get you more of the same. And that's where this unconscious work is so important. So let's break it down at the simplest level. You have a conscious and an unconscious mind. Bob Proctor used to like to draw it as a circle and put a line in the middle and say, here's your conscious and here's your unconscious. So you could have a picture. Okay, and imagine 11 million bits of information per second are coming in, and you only consciously compute about 124. Let me say that again. Millions and millions of information per second are coming in, and you are only consciously computing about 124. The rest is unconscious. That's why most people get the same results over and over again, because they have the same thoughts, which have them have the same feelings, which have them have the same actions in the same energy, and they get the same results. And they look at those same results and they have the same thoughts, feelings, actions in their habitual unconscious cycle. What I want to do is help you break that. And we're going to do that by inputting new ideas today, which will have you have new thoughts, new feelings, new actions, and new results. And then we can look at those new results and have new thoughts and new feelings and new actions, and so on and so forth. So it's time to start to work with the unconscious so that we can change the results on the outside and have them stick. So 95 to 98% of your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your habits are unconscious. And so how do we start to become conscious? I'm going to give you an exercise in a moment, but before we get there, I'd like to explain what is the RAS, Reticular Activation System. Some of you have heard of it. You know, I always love to share the basketball awareness test, which will show you how your RAS or your unconscious filters are working for you or against you, depending on where your focus is. And so I'm in my university human potential and performance class, my favorite class. We used to have the coolest debates, amazing professor. He brings out this basketball awareness test. Okay, so imagine we're all in a lecture hall, huge screen at the front, and he asks us all to watch this. Two basketball teams, and we're asked to count the passes the one team does. So he plays the video, and then he asks everyone to start to shout out how many passes. People are yelling 10, 12, 11, 13. I don't know. And then he hits play again, and it says, "Did you see the moon walking bear?" There is a human in a full-size bear costume moonwalking through the basketball game. And if you go to do this on YouTube, you're going to see it because I've already told it to you. So you're looking for it. If you didn't know, most likely you wouldn't see the moonwalking bear in the basketball court. Now, how and why does this happen? You have something called your RAS, or your reticular activation system. This works like a filter, so that incoming information that isn't consciously computed and gets unconsciously computed, it either gets deleted because you don't think it's important, you haven't decided on your goal, it's still a someday, or your focus and attention and awareness is not there. Hence, we weren't looking for a moonwalking bear and we did not see it because it deleted it. It will also distort the information. So the information, that's why everyone can have their own memories, completely different, even though they have the exact same experience, because the information that's coming in is getting distorted based on their belief system, which was given to them via the model of the world they grew up in. Basically, before the age of 7, the environment you grew up in created your computer programming. That's why my mother can speak German and I cannot. We grew up in different environments. So the information coming in is getting deleted, it's getting distorted, or it's getting generalized. So the unconscious mind likes to clump things together and generalize information to help compute all these million bits of information coming in per second. So what is your unconscious mind and your reticular activation system? It is actually what is running the show and getting you your results. Think of it as your own computer programming. This is why people say, you want to change your results, you need to change your programming. We have been programmed and conditioned via the environment, the model of the world we grew up in, government, society, cultures, well-meaning parents, and everyone, ideally we believe, did the best with what they had. And now it's up to us to change those filters, change that programming so that the information coming in is going to get deleted, distorted, and generalized in our highest good. When I first originally, way back in the day, really wanted this white Mercedes-Benz, all of a sudden, I just saw them everywhere. That's because that's where my focus was. And so my unconscious mind started to show me evidence in my reality of where my focus was. And so what if you changed your focus, you changed your programming? I wonder what would happen to your results. So one of my favorite exercises to just begin to create an awareness around what your programming is and how to start to change it is what is the contrast and what would you prefer? The contrast is what's not working. Abraham Hicks would say, aren't we so grateful for the contrast? Because now I can see, feel, and know what it is that I would prefer. If there is no dark, we would not know light. If there is no sadness, we would not know happiness. That is the magic of this universe, is we get to experience the contrasts. And so I have a question in our workbook for you. If you've registered, you have access. If you would like access, reach out to me or simply go to ownitempire.com/manifest. And you will get this workbook where you will leave with your own new affirmations of what you would prefer, your own goal pyramid, your own future memory, and your own universal shopping list. It is the most amazing way to get started. Now, of course, inside our Success Principles Society, we teach this in so much more depth in our self-study course, as well as in our live co-working sessions. And we teach the Quantum Leap Blueprint, which is a full expansion of this, where we help our clients actually create quantum leap plans, their own blueprints for each year that they update every quarter to ensure they're getting the largest result in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort, and are being focused and prioritized instead of busy and overwhelmed, because we can be so busy yet not productive. And so, of course, if you're interested, you want to learn more, you go to ownitempire.com, check out Success Principles Society, come and join us. We have a bonus class happening on the 19th where I will be co-working with you and teaching the Quantum Leap Blueprint. So if you truly want to rewrite your results for the following year and release what no longer serves you from this year and have your own Quantum Leap Blueprint plan, make sure you come and join us inside Success Principles Society. So, how do we begin to start to see what our unconscious mind is telling us that's not working, that contrast? I like to share these 3 key ways. We can start to look at what repetitive negative thoughts we have. I'm unworthy, I'm not enough, I can't do it, it won't work for me. And we start to see these repetitive thoughts. And if we can look at them as an observer, then we can begin to see what beliefs we've been conditioned and instilled with that are actually keeping us safe and the same. The next is to look at our judgment of others. There is no separation, and what we project onto others is actually usually what we believe about ourselves. So I want you to pause and think about the last person you judged, and then turn it back around on yourself and ask yourself, where are you doing that in your life that you don't like? This takes leadership. This takes ownership. And this takes being something bigger than yourself and getting off your victim story so you can begin to own your hero's journey. And so we're going to begin to observe those judgments, those recurrent repetitive negative thoughts. And then the third is to look at those repeating undesired results. It will start to tell you where your own unconscious glass ceiling is and where your limiting beliefs lie that have you stuck, staying safe and the same. So how do we change it? The first thing that you can do on your own, of course, so many things I can do to help you. First, you can do independently is observe the contrast, decide what you would prefer. What you would prefer is more money, more time, more energy, better health, better relationships, more clients. What is it that you would prefer in your life, in your business? And begin to create affirmations around this. Affirmations are simply commands we give to ourselves. So before you were saying, I'm not enough. New affirmation. What is it that you prefer? I am enough. I am perfect, whole, and complete, just as I am. And so begin to really think, what is the contrast and what is it that you would prefer? And create some new affirmations. Look at what's that number one negative thought. What is the number one judgment that you judge other people by? And what is the number one undesired repeating result? Pause and think about that for a second. And then I want you to think about what it is that you would prefer in positive language and present tense. Go ahead and think about that. If this is the only thing that you do from this masterclass, you could get results. Things could start to change. And it's not going to change if you just do it one time. So we're going to use the tool called auto suggestion, the spaced repetition of an idea or thought over time. You've currently been auto suggested your entire life. I wonder how many times you've been told, no, you can't. What if you could begin to auto suggest yourself new positive affirmations and commands that will help you get more of what it is that you truly desire and truly deserve? So that is our first exercise. What's the contrast and what would you prefer? And we talked about the unconscious mind, which helps you understand why you keep getting the same results. And then we talked about how you can change them using auto suggestion. I actually do one-on-one work with clients to help them change their unconscious mind through timeline therapy and hypnotherapy. So if you're interested in that, simply reach out. And for right now, I want you to use this tool of autosuggestion. And so I want us all to start to shift our energy now and really get into a state of possibility. I want you to think about what brings you the most joy. What is the last thing that made you really, really happy, made you feel really, really good? And I want you to begin to really, really, really feel it in your body. How does feeling good and happy feel to you? Is that the energy we're currently sitting in? Or are we in fight and flight and in fear, worry, and doubt and all shrunk up? Or are we feeling peace, calm, ease, and joy? Pause and take a moment and check in with yourself. What is your current state? Is it a state of possibility? Or is it in fear, worry, and doubt? And so before we begin to start idea generating, the first stage of manifesting and goal achievement is ideas. I want us to get into a state of possibility. Now, if we're stuck in fight or flight, so many of you know what that is, maybe you don't. Our nervous system either is in our happy place, which they call homeostasis, for everything in our body. That's our happy place, homeostasis, or we're in fight or flight. So they say we're in here, homeostasis, rest and digest, or we're over here in fight or flight. And to you, that just sounds like some random concept. But actually, let's pause and break that down for a second. When we are in fight or flight, AKA we are at max capacity, our nervous system cannot handle anymore. It goes into survival mode. Do you know your immune system starts shutting down? Your prefrontal cortex begins to turn off. You can't make decisions. You can't initiate tasks, let alone complete them. And you're wondering why, I feel a lack of ambition. Nothing's working for me. I just don't want to. And we're thinking there's something wrong with us. And it's actually often just our nervous system. So how do we begin to relax it? I have a list of ways here you can start to take that threat load down in your nervous system. First is move your body, move your energy around. Don't have to go to the gym. You can do any kind of mindful movement that suits you. Mobility is beautiful because mobility stimulates the nerve endings in the joints and increases the signal to the brain. So your body knows where it is in time and space and actually begins to reduce the threat load right there. So movement. Listen to your favorite upbeat music, so frequency, or literally listen to hertz or frequency music and sounds. Everything has a frequency, and there's certain music at certain frequencies that will make you sick and ill. And there are certain musics at certain frequencies that can help you heal. Now, some people are like, yeah, well, okay. Some of you absolutely understand quantum physics, you're all in. How they like to prove the frequencies is they'll take a bowl of water, and depending on the frequency, the sound wave that they put on the bowl, the pattern of the water changes. Look this up. So water has energy and it begins to take form to what frequency it's in. Our thoughts impact water. I could go down a whole rabbit hole on this one. We're going to leave it at there. So I want you to understand frequency. Use music or frequency music in hertz to actually begin to shift your state and allow yourself to get into a state of possibility where we can dream, we can make decisions, we can initiate tasks, and we can actually follow through. If we're over here in fight and flight, feeling like we're being chased by a bear all day, none of that's going to happen. Next is breathe. Just breathe. Whether you do breath work, you just pause and sit with your breath. I want us all to actually pause and do that. Take 3 big deep breaths for yourself. Maybe a few deeper ones, and just letting yourself sink into a relaxed state. The next thing you can do is visualize your goal achieved. Your mind thinks in pictures and it comes to pass. The environment is but our looking glass. So if you look at your results, your environment, it will shine a mirror back to you to let you know where your thoughts, feelings, and actions have been previously. So if you want that RAS to begin to work for you, I want you to begin to hold that picture of your goal achieved on your mind. Now, in order to do that, you have to know what you want. We'll get to that in a second. We're going to not only visualize it, because you need to know what you want, you actually need to get into the state. So there's the goal and the state of the goal, the feeling or the frequency. So how does it actually feel in your body to have the goal achieved? How would you feel differently than you are feeling right now? Check in with yourself. Joe Dispenza would say, you need to start to train your body to feel like it would in the future, instead of it unconsciously, habitually staying in the feeling and state of the past and current circumstances, where if we stay there, we only get more of the same. You can do something for joy. You can do something for that you love. You can say positive affirmations. You can go out into nature. You can spend time with loved ones. You can think of times where you've overcome the odds before, and you can begin to remind yourself you can do that again. You can start to make a list of your wins. So many of us are our own worst critic, and all we like to do is create judgment about ourselves and criticize ourselves. And so what if you actually paused and looked back at all your wins over this week, month, quarter, year, decade, lifetime? Begin to harvest the wins and release the rest, and begin to see how amazing you actually are, and start to remember the next win is just like the last. So you can do it. And there is the science of generosity. So go ahead and do something for somebody else, an act of kindness. And so when we give to others and we help others, or we even offer to help, it increases the happy hormones in our body and their body, and even the people witnessing it. Did you hear that? Just by offering to hold the door open for somebody, you will be happier, they will be happier, and the people who witnessed it will be happier. Acts of kindness. They're free. Try it on. So excited. What kinds of acts of kindness can you do today? So on the workbook, you can take a moment and you can list out the ways you are going to start to activate a state of possibility. Remember, there's possibility, and then there's fear, worry, and doubt. There's possibility and positivity, and then there's the negativity. And everything just is what it is. And there are thoughts that are going to either help you create what you want or pull you farther away from it. That's it. Just because they're negative, quote unquote, doesn't mean they're bad and wrong. It's part of being human. It's just not going to get you to where you want to go. And it doesn't mean don't feel your feelings, because that's exactly not what I'm saying. You actually need to feel your feelings, move through the energy and emotions, and release them, which we teach in our clearing and cutting exercise inside the Quantum Leap Blueprint in Success Principles Society that you can use every day, every week, every month, every quarter for the rest of your life, whenever you want to clear and cut what didn't work and get the lessons and the blessings so you can move on with a clean slate. Now let's get into my favorite exercise ever. So now that we are feeling a little bit better and more in a state of possibility, you are going to begin to create your universal shopping list. This is a one-pager in the workbook that you can pull out, or you can literally just get a piece of paper and write universal shopping list on it. And I want you to allow yourself to brain dump everything you would like to be, do, or have in 2026. Now, before you go and do this exercise, we do want to get in that state of possibilities so we can allow ourselves to dream, and so that our unconscious inner negative critic isn't going to immediately cancel it and say, that's not possible. I want you to believe it's possible. Just write it down. Because just what if? What if it did work? And what if you did get it? So that's a really fun exercise, something you can keep in your journal and you can add to regularly. So taking a moment and breathing with yourself, allowing yourself to dream. What would you like to put on that universal shopping list for 2026? And if you want, you can turn this list into a vision board. If you would like to know how we create our Quantum Leap vision boards and self-image mood boards, then you'll want to come and join us inside Success Principles Society, because that's exactly what we did this month in our co-working sessions. So you can go ahead, register right now, jump in there and create your own Quantum Leap blueprint, create your own Quantum Leap vision board, and have a self-image mood board of who the version of you is, and self-image script, and so much more. It's going to help you step into that goal achieved. Now, if we don't do anything and we don't change anything, nothing changes. Remember, 98% of our thoughts, feelings, and actions are habitual and unconscious and going to get us more of the same. And so through this work and working with us, you can begin to create an awareness around what's not working, how to change it, get a roadmap to how you can actually start to change your inner dialogue and thinking, which changes your inner world, which by default will change your outer world. So if you really want to change the outer world, it all starts with you. And I want you just to pause and even imagine like a year from now, even 3 months from now, that version of you, looking back and thinking this version of you, for willing to do what it takes to grow through the uncomfortableness and come out on the other side with the new version of you and your goal achieved. Just what if? And so let's talk about those 5 stages of manifesting and how you're going to take these ideas, turn them into plans, get into actions, and actually start to map out your own goal pyramid for 2026. So 5 stages of manifesting and goal achievement are ideas, thought, plan, action, and belief. Your ideas, your new ideas. You know what? I am going to become a billionaire. I am going to become a multimillionaire. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to create a multi-6-figure income, reoccurring revenue, passive business. I'm going to pay for my parents' mortgage. I'm going to take 8 trips this year. I'm going to buy a new wardrobe. I'm going to start a new relationship. I'm going to become a speaker. I'm going to launch a business. I'm going to scale my business. Whatever is those new ideas, I want you to write them down on that universal shopping list. The next is your thoughts. You win or lose in the mind first. So are you in that state of possibility and only entertaining the thoughts of the goal achieved? Or are you stuck in that Santa sack with your excuses, reasons, and alibis that are keeping you stuck, safe, and the same? Would you really, truly want new results in your life and business this year that actually stick? where a new version of you is birthed that you're so proud of, this is how we do it. So first ideas, then your thoughts. Then you're going to build a plan. So we plan our work and we work our plan. So action is then taking the work. So we don't want to just create any plan, and we never create from where we are because it only gets us more of the same. So we would always create with the end in mind and reverse engineer the goal to get started from where we are. The plan may change, the goal may not. The plan is to get you started and out the gate, and other things will be revealed to you along the way. So the magic is in the doing, in the action. Only through the doing will you figure out what works and what doesn't work, what you prefer and what you don't prefer. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. And the time in your life is going to pass anyways. 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, wouldn't you rather look back and go, I got a little uncomfortable and I actually created my dream life and business, instead of looking back and going, you know what? I stayed safe in the same and I am not happy or fulfilled. So let's lean into this. It's all up to you. The best version of you and your best life is waiting for you. It's on the other side of that decision of what it is that you want, what you're willing to give up to have it, the version of you you're willing to birth, and the actions you're willing to take. And most importantly, the fifth step, belief. Are you willing to believe in yourself, in your dreams, and in your goals? Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind of the man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Bob Proctor would say, if you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. But you can't just hold it in your mind and think it's for other people. You have to believe and feel it for yourself. Joe Dispenza would say, you need to get into the feeling of the goal achieved. So you need to know what you want, and you need to get into to train your body of how that future feeling feels now. Because for many of us, we are unconsciously addicted to emotion, and negative emotions, usually guilt, fear, doubt. And although that sounds awful, it's actually our comfort place. And so we usually will create and attract experiences to stay in that emotion. And instead, we need to start training our body of what that future feeling feels like. And although it may be uncomfortable, it can change and it can happen. And so just allow yourself to start to lean into that. Use these stages: ideas, thought, plan, action, and belief. So now that we're going to take these stages, we're going to start with the end in mind. We're going to picture the goal achieved and then pick a personal and a professional or business goal that you would like to accomplish in 2026. With focused and prioritized actions daily, you can move towards that goal. Achievement is compound over time by our daily actions. It doesn't just fall out of the sky. Most of us would just love a giant windfall, and it is the little mundane things that we do day in and day out compound over time to equal our success. Our thoughts daily, our actions daily, it's the compound effect. So we're going to use our goal pyramid to begin to map out our 2026 SMART goals and checkpoints. These are the benchmarks for you to hit along the way, so you know you're on your way to achieving goals. So instead of having like big picture idea that I want to be a multimillionaire, you would have an action that you're going to take today. And when you focus on the actions, a year from now, you could look back and actually have achieved that. Yet, if we don't even allow ourselves to get there and get into the actions and break down everything into the actual habits, we're never going to get there. Again, it's not going to happen in a windfall. It is the little things we're going to do day in and day out. So with the workbook, there's a clickable link there, and you can grab our own customizable habit tracker that has a template for self and business mastery, and you can customize it with your own new habits. So pick one thing personally and one thing professionally to do every day to work towards your goals. Now, again, this is a very high-level overview. We teach this in so much more depth. So we go through goal, plan, do, review, in our Quantum Leap Blueprint inside Success Principle Society. So, inside Success Principle Society next week, December 19th, we are having a bonus final year end Quantum Leap Blueprint co-working class. I am teaching and helping and supporting everybody to create their very own Quantum Leap blueprints, have a vision board that goes along with it, an action plan, and their dream schedule, and so much more. And so if you truly want to own 2026 and look back a year from now or a month from now, then you would want to come and join us. It's so easy. It's only a monthly subscription. You can cancel anytime with the 30-day notice. And so it's a no-brainer. We've got sign-up bonuses for December. They will be changing in the new year. So you will want to grab, this is the new launch of our brand new version of Success Principle Society. So we have amazing sign-up bonuses for you right now, especially for alumni. If you have ever studied with us before, now is the time to come and join Success Principle Society. These bonuses will be changing in the new year, and so you are going to want to grab these now in this incredible launch and relaunch of our brand new version of Success Principle Society. And so in that workbook, you've got your goal pyramid where you're going to start at the bottom now, and you're going to put checkpoints for everything you're going to do throughout the year until you get to the top of the year. And one side is your personal goal and the other side is your professional goal. So you have your goal pyramid. This is where you currently are. This is where you want to go. And you're going to map it out, your personal goal and your professional goal, with checkpoints all the way to the end of the year. You can do it quarterly, weekly, monthly, however you want to do it. Of course, inside Success Principle Society, we've already not only have your Own Your Goal lesson where we teach that, we also have a recording of a full masterclass where we go through every single lesson, goal, plan, do, review, and help you create your own goal pyramid, your plan, your actions, and your calendar, habit tracker, and so much more. And it might sound a little overwhelming. And I know a lot of people who come in that might not get it all fully done the very first time. Maybe it's their third time they do it. They actually do it to completion. And every single time they even begin to entertain it, think about it, fill it out, that RAS is beginning to work for them. So they are starting to train their brain to work for them instead of against them. And so last but not least, I would like to finish off today with creating what we would call our future memory. So I want you to pause and think, what is that future goal? What is it that you want? And you can fill this out in the workbook after. Right now, perhaps just close your eyes, sit back and breathe. Get into that state of possibility. Think about something that you love that makes you really happy. And now I want you to think about your goal. What is it that you really, really want? How is it that you would know that you have achieved it? How will you know you've achieved it? Is it the amount of money in your bank account, the amount of clients in your client portals? Is it an email saying you just sold your 1,000th product? You just hit 10,000 views? What is it? Concrete. And I want you to pull it up like a movie playing in your mind. How will you know you've achieved your goal? We are creating a future memory and training our reticular activation system, our unconscious mind, to work with us and for us. What do you want? And how do you know you've achieved it? And really, really feel it. To get into the feeling of the goal achieved, I want you to begin to think about what this goal allows for you. It's not often the goal that we desire, it's what the goal allows. So if you desire a certain amount of money, of revenue, of clients, of a quality of health or life, When you achieve this, what does it then allow for you? To travel, to take care of your friends and family, to be the best version of you, to have more freedom and choices, and have a life filled with opportunities, to simply do more of what you love. What is the goal? How will you know you've achieved it? And what does it allow for you? And I want you to pause and think, who's the first person you're going to tell that you've achieved it? And how are you going to tell them? See this in your mind. And I want you to see it in first picture. So see your hands. Are you picking up the phone? Are you knocking on a door? Are you hugging somebody? Who are you going to tell? And how are you going to tell them? Now you're telling them about how you're going to celebrate this great achievement. So, how will you celebrate now that you've achieved this goal? It is the end of 2026, and you achieved that personal and professional goal that you set out to achieve, and it worked out even better than you could have even imagined. And you were so, so grateful that you bet on you. How are you celebrating your most successful year yet? And when you're ready, come on back into the room and open your eyes. Come on back into the now, and we're feeling so energized. And I want you to ask yourself, how can you begin to practice this feeling of the goal achieved today? And I want you to really, really feel it. Just for today, expect magic and miracles. And just for today, may everything work out for you. And just for today, may you ask yourself, what's the best that can happen? And actually expect it. Good. Really, really feel it. Now let's take that feeling and let's take this momentum and let's take the next step. I'm inviting you officially now to come and join us inside Success Principles Society. It is our brand new society with our masterminds and our strategic co-working sessions. So right now you could dive in and you could do our social media power hour co-working session. You could do our sales power hour co-working session. You could do the vision boarding co-working session. You could do the self-image mood board co-working session. You can dive into our 6 core self-mastery lessons that will give you a repeatable system to improve yourself and your life and consciously co-create by design instead of default over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And so if nothing changes, nothing changes. And so may you change. May you change your goals, your state, your energy, level up, play a little bigger. You know you're meant for more. Come and join us inside Success Principles Society. This is a society that I have been working on building for years now. And this is the official new version, which I'm so excited to bring to you. And it is customized based on our clients' needs and wants. And so let's take a look at what you're going to get this month when you join us. And so you're going to join us this month. You're going to get access to that Quantum Leap Blueprint, our live co-working session on December 19th, 2025. And so this is only $113 a month, Canadian, taxes included, and you can cancel anytime with a 30-day notice. So you're going to get access to that bonus co-working class for the Quantum Leap Blueprint next Friday or wherever you're listening to this on December 19th. And again, of course, if you can't join us, the replay is there, plus the replay for the entire masterclass is inside the library already waiting for you. You can join the monthly payment plan of $113 a month for your first time, and you are going to get a kick-off call with me. How many programs and societies can you join where you actually get a mastery mentor one-on-one call? someone who has been studying human potential and performance for over 20 years and has done well more than the 10,000 hour rule to create mastery in personal and professional development. So you get to work with me one-on-one in this Kickstart call, and that's a value of $400. And for those who have already studied with us, because I know this is so important, I have heard from you guys, I am missing the mastermind. I can't stay in the same state of possibility on my own. The world is heavy. I need to be in a community that uplifts me. I feel like I'm working in silos now, working on my own. I miss the community. This is why I created this, so you guys could come back and study with us on a monthly membership, have community, have support, have open Q&A with me, work on your self-mastery and your business mastery, and get into inspired action where we make the magic happen. So for our alumni, when you join, you're not only going to get one 60-minute kickoff call, you're going to get two. This is my gift to you for coming back in. So that's actually a value of $800 for our alumni to come back, and you get two 60-minute calls with me. Again, this is going away at the end of the year, so you got to jump in now, this December 2025. If you are ready to pay in full for the year and pay only $949 by saving 30%, you're also going to get a 90-minute kickoff call with me. So you are going to save 30% and get a call with me, a value of $600. Now, if you're an alumni, again, I partially created this just for you. I'm inviting you to come back to the community. And when you pay in full for the year, not only are you going to get the 30% off, not only are you going to get the Kickstart call, you are going to get two more bonus 90-minute calls with me. That's a value of $1,200, plus the other 90-minute call. That is a value of over $1,800 in calls if you're coming to join us in Success Principle Society as an alumni. That means you've studied anything with us over the past 15 years. That sounds crazy to say. If you've worked with me at all in the past 15 years, you get access to these bonuses. And so come and join us on the payment plan, $113 a month. Cancel anytime with a 30-day notice and get a bonus Kickstart call, or come and join us on the payment plan, save 30%, get a larger Kickstart call. And of course, for our alumni, we have those special bonuses for you. So your time is now. The magic is in the doing. And so come and join us for only $113 a month. Cancel anytime with a 30-day notice. And you'll get to study our 6 core self-mastery lessons. Some of you are like, we did them together. Amazing. When's the last time you did them? Goal, plan, do, review. It isn't do it one time and hope it lasts for the next 40 years. I've actually done a whole certification on this called Goal, Plan, Do, Review. I used to help clients who are elite athletes to CEOs and business owners of some of the biggest companies across Toronto and the world. And I also worked with clients with neurological disorders and acquired brain injuries. This works no matter where you're at. It is a principle, a framework, a tool to help you scale and grow and live that best life you truly deserve. We will go through your vision, because without a vision, you're wandering aimlessly. We will go through your goal, because without that quantum leap blueprint, you are actually just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks. And often we are doing things way harder than they need to be. And then, of course, we have to own the mind. If we don't own the mind, nothing changes. Then we will create your winning self-image. Your current self-image is your unconscious glass ceiling. It's time to rewrite it and reimagine and redesign your life and your business. We will talk about your high performance habits. That doesn't mean it's hard. It's simply what high achievers do. They do what 80% of the population does not do. And it's not necessarily harder. It's just a different way. And then, of course, your holistic health and wellness, because nothing matters if you're pouring from an empty cup and you're not happy and fulfilled. You've got your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Your soul purpose, are you living it? Your ikigai? Or Are you feeling like there's something missing and you're meant for more? Come and join us. With those lessons, you get downloadable workbooks and recorded trainings, again, that are repeatable frameworks that you can use for the rest of your life. You're going to get access to our VIP community where we meet for a call every Wednesday or 4 Wednesdays a month. And a WhatsApp accountability and support group chat where we can share ideas, ask for feedback, help hold each other accountable to our goals. And speaking of accountability, it's the number one thing that people don't have, in one of the number one things that stops them from achieving their goals is a lack of accountability to themselves, keeping those promises to themselves, and to grow their business. And so in our masterminds, we use an accountability tracker where we make commitments, and we actually have co-working sessions where we get into inspired action. Now, if you don't do the thing you said you were going to do the way it's meant to be done when you said you were going to do it, there's no make wrong. That's okay. We restore integrity and we recommit because we are human. Everything just is what it is, and whatever we track improves. So we do this to help hold ourselves accountable. Imagine what you would create with accountability, and if you actually kept those promises to yourself, so your future self could thank you. We have 2 strategic co-working sessions a month. Those are led by me and with our VIP community, so we can get into inspired action. Because remember, the 4th stage of manifesting and goal achievement was action, not mere hope or wish. Only through the doing will we figure out how it works. You're going to get access to our VIP special events now and as an alumni going forward. We already have our setup for January. We have somebody coming in to teach on Meta, Google, and LinkedIn ads. So if you're curious and you want to know more, then definitely reach out. I can share who our guest speaker is. And if you're ready to grab that one and all the previous ones, because you get them once you're in the program, then come and join us. And last but not least, we've got those bonuses. So remember, when you're joining on the monthly payment plan, you can cancel anytime with a 30-day notice. You're going to get that live Quantum Leap Blueprint co-working class next week, and you're going to get a Kickstart call with me. Our alumni, when joining their first time again here in our new offer, you're going to get 2 60-minute Kickstart calls with me. Now, if you're like, you know what, Heather, I'm ready. I'm ready to own it. I know I'm meant for more. I already like you. I've worked with you. Maybe you haven't worked with me. Maybe you've personally, maybe you've been through our events and you've been sitting on the fence and you're like, you know what? Let's save and invest in myself because I know if nothing changes, nothing changes. And you want to jump in for the full year. Now is your time. You're going to get that Quantum Leap Blueprint class. You're going to get a Kickstart call with me and you're going to save 30%. So for only $949, you could get weekly coaching in an incredible group with masterminds and strategic co-working, plus that bonus Kickstart call with me. And for our alumni, you're going to get 2 more bonus Kickstart calls with me. That's 3 calls with me as a returning alumni when you pay in full before the end of the year. Now, guys, are you ready? Are you ready to see new results? Are you ready to take it to the next level? I have helped people go from having a job to creating a business. I have helped people go from having a business to reimagining it, relaunching it, and scaling it. Through the things that I've taught you, I've helped people build online courses, online programs, one-on-one coaching. We've worked with people all the way from magazines to forest schools to virtual assistants to copywriters to food industries to oh my God, we've got so many healers too. And so if you're wondering, is this for me? The truth is the framework works for anybody willing to do the do and get out of their own way and say yes and invest. And so I would love to be able to share these frameworks, the strategy, meet with you regularly, have fun in our community. to make 2026 the best year yet. And remember, join us now so that you can join us on our Quantum Leap Blueprint co-working class, our final bonus session of the year, December 19th. And I'm so excited to invite you into working with us inside Success Principles Society. I'm so excited. This is what I think is one of the best things I've ever created. Our clients are loving it, and I know you will too. And maybe you're sitting there going, I don't have enough time. The truth is, we don't manage time, we manage our tasks. So no problem, we are going to solve that. We have helped so many people who said that come in, redesign their schedule, and end up getting way more done in way less time. Amanda Gluten Free joined us, and she had said that was one of her favorite things, that she realized she actually got control back of her calendar and started to own it. And when we understand, as Bob Proctor would say, whatever is in your calendar, you're trading your life for. So I hope it's worth you. You may really begin to reimagine how you do that dream schedule and CEO schedule. And again, we teach you that in our Quantum Leap Blueprint. Let's get focused and prioritize instead of being busy and overwhelmed, and actually get more time back. Maybe you're sitting there saying, I don't want to make the investment yet. If we change nothing, nothing changes. One of the things I had to learn was I had to invest into myself, in coaching, in mentorship, into my business in order to scale and grow it. Would I be where I am today with the knowledge I am today without my education? No, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on education and been working on myself and my business. Guys, it's worth the money. That's probably 2 meals out a month, like 2 Uber Eats. Instead of doing that, you take that money and you invest it back into yourself. And imagine where the results could be. So instead of taking that money and spending it on somebody else, I want you to put that money back into yourself and really prioritize yourself, your goals, and your needs. Maybe you're sitting there and you're thinking, it's not going to work for me. That's what a lot of people think. And that's part of the problem that we just talked about through this masterclass, that Eeyore, it won't work for me. Then we expect it not to work, and we actually unconsciously co-create that. We're going to teach you how to reframe that thinking, rewire your mind, and start to make things work for you and truly get out of your own way so that no longer has to be your story. And so I really want to invite you to reimagine your life and your business and think about how magical 2026 can be when you come and join us inside Success Principles Society. So if you're watching this right now, we're actually running this masterclass multiple times. So we've run it 3 more times next week before our Quantum Leap Blueprint class. And so I'm so excited. If you are just catching the end of this on socials, no big deal. You can reach out, sign up, get the replay, or come and join us live at our sessions next week. And I'm really doing this because I know how important it is on how we finish the year impacts how we start the year. They say results start to show up 90 days from now. So if you want to own the first quarter of next year, it starts now. And so I'm so excited to invite you to come join us inside Success Principles Society. And again, you're going to go to ownittoempire.com/success principles society. And let's begin to manifest your 2026 and make it the best year yet. So expect magic and miracles, and may everything work out for you. And just for today, remember, what's the best that can happen? We'll see you on the inside. Thank you.